paper BLI 221, that is library, information and society. First of all, I would like to share the entire BLIS program's course pattern, as because the perspectives of BLI 221 in the field of library and information science, what it is clear. So first paper is BLI 221, today's class, library, information and society. Next one, BLI 222, that is information sources and services. BLI 223, organization and managing information. BLI 224, ICT fundamentals. BLI 225, communication skills. BLI 226, management of library and information center. BLI 227, document processing and services. BLI 228, information products and services. BLI 229, that is ICT in libraries. So first of all, BLI 221, library and information and society. It is the basic components of library science. What is library? What for library? For what type of people? So here the sociological context is coming here. Sociology versus library, sociology versus information, society versus information, society versus library. So it is the fundamental parts of a library. When library is starting its work for the society, first of all, the considering factors are for what type of people this library belongs, for what type of documents, books, that is documents, that is information provided for them, what is the basic rules for them, what is the organizing part, who will finance the library. So all of these are sociological concepts of library information science to establish the library in society. Next considering point, after established library, what factors? Here the course BLI 226, management of library and information center. That is library and information center, how to manage this particular organization, different type of management uh, principles, management rules, management types, various management aspects of library. So after establishment, BLI 226, management of library and information center. Next one, library is already established. uh, the librarian or the authority already know what is the library, what particular peoples are come here. It is so on. So they established a library. Next, what is this? What's the considering point? Third point is procurement of library books, documents, information, everything for the users, procurement, and organization of that documents, that information, or managing that information, that documents. So BLI 223 covers it. What is the organization of information? How to organize information? Information means greater term documents, greater term books, books, then document, then information. All these are development of knowledge. So BLI 223, establishing a library, then management of the library, then information management and organization already we have done. So next phase comes here. What is the document processing and services? BLI 227, that is document processing and services. What type of document we procure here? First of all, we process it. Uh, First of books are comes in the library, then shelving it, then cataloged it for the user. So document processing and services, that is BLI 227. Next, library almost workable position, almost in workable position. Then comes the additional beyond this service, the librarian, the documentation officer or information scientist, they starting beyond this, beyond this capacity, they provide the user information, more information, more information. That is BLI 222. What is the subject? Information sources and services. Different type of information sources, different type of services. So within that information sources, within that of that information services, for our library, what do we needed? Information sources and services. That is BLI 222. Next, in this era, in this present situation, library development is going more speed. Here comes the information technologies, their applications. So BLI 224, Information Communication Technology Fundamentals. This paper, we understand the ICT. What is ICT? What is ICT? Information Communication Technology. What is Information Communication Technology? Information and Communication Technology, it is nothing, the infrastructure. The infrastructure and components which which enables the modern computing. Modern computing, how it is going on? Information communication technology narrated. The fundamentals here, fundamentals is narrated. Next one, VLI 228, information product and services. For user, different type of information products available nowadays in the market. What are these? What are their services? How to procure it? How to subscribe the online journal, journal, etc. Information products and services. Narrate the subject here. Next, ICT in libraries. Fundamental of information communication technology. There, this paper BLI 229 ICT libraries, ICT in libraries, that is ICT fundamentals, ICT. Here the implication, manifestation of ICT. Who is the field? In our field, that is libraries. And last of all, communication. As a librarian, you communicate all the people, that is user, all the vendors, all the information service provider. To communication skills, here BLI 225, the paper communication skills, and you have write the state of art in library, memorandum of association library, in library, library report, uh, authority file, everything. So BLI 225 provide you the communication skills. In this respect, all this subject, you already go through probably all the subjects except BLI 221. BLI 221 is the basic part. BLI 221, that is library, information and society. First of all, you learn here library, information and knowledge based society. Society, different type of society, we considering only the library, information and knowledge based society. What is the components here? The role of library in modern society, the particular role which plays the library to the society. This is its role for modern society. Next, modern library and its role to suit the changes requirements of the society. Society always changeable, its learning process, its consciousness already changed, changeable, always changing, it's changing. So, in these uh, points, you learn here modern library and its role to suit the changes requirements of the society. What the society requires for their development. Library professionals provide that type of information. Then most uh, valuable portion, that is valuable means important portion, user and society. As because librarian dealings the users only, his requirements. So user and its character, what they get, what they want to get something, user society. User society, you understand the user society properly. When you understand it, you give all the services to that particular groups. Next one, impact of library, impact of information on society. Information, what is the impact of information? What is the information? Where the user getting the information? From books, from documents, they get information. What is the impact? Result, after giving some uh, users users information, what is the impact? Here you learn this. Next, concept of information society, its evolution, its interpretation, its impact on information society. That means evolution of society. Evaluate life, the society is evolve. So their interpretation, impact, society. Then selection of information, vital point. The the changing society, what type of information need. After determining this, you select the information. What type of election they need, what type of information uh, we will give them. So selection of information is most vital point. Then concept of knowledge-based economy. Knowledge-based economy. Concept of knowledge-based economy. Next, recommendations in these regards by the government of India. Different uh, time, the India government said the different commission, different committee uh, for look after the library and information science development, their finance, their way of action. So different type of recommendations. The recommendation means the committee's recommendation, commission's recommendations, etc. This is the basics. What I said before, this is the basics. Role of the library in context of society, information in context of society, information in context of developed society, information, their selection, user, what type of user, everything is the basic point to establish the library and information center. This is the basic structure, basic consideration points. Next, what type of library nowadays? Types of libraries. We know the library in our mm, pada, that is mahalla, one type of library, club library. We know it. Public library, we know it. College library, school library, we know it. But li- different type of several types of libraries in the library and information science worlds. What type? What they are? First of all, in a particular country like India, a national library always be national library. Our national library in nowadays now in Calcutta. So what is national libraries? What's its functions? What's its objective? National Library of India. What is it? First of all, in British era, a library named Imperial Library, it is converted to National Library of India after independence. Headquarters in Calcutta. So you learn here what is National Library, what's its objective. India state when you questioned what is National Library, this is National Library. What's its functions? These are its functions. One, two, three, four, five. What its objective? One, two, three, four. These are good. Then National Library of India, you narrate that what National Library of Calcutta, their collections, their sections, their services, uh, National Bibliography Services, everything you know. So the what is the questions? What is National Library? What is objectives and functions? State the salient features of National Library of India. Next, next type of library, academic library. Already I said college libraries, school libraries, university libraries. This type of libraries, academic libraries. Then, what is academic libraries? What's its function? What's its objectives? This is academic libraries portion. Then public library, government set up library, primary unit library or town library like that. Public library. What is public library? What is objective? Its objective. What is function? Then special library. Special library means special type of library. Apart from national library, apart from public library, apart from academic library, special library built for specialized person, specialized user. That is scientific library, Bose Institute libraries, Indian Institute of Microbiology's libraries. These all are special libraries. Then you study here, you learn here definition of special library. What is special libraries? State its functions, objectives. Give some examples of special libraries. Okay. Then digital libraries. You know, in this digital era, all the books converted to digital platform. That is digitization of books, information. This type of library. Its characteristics. Virtual libraries. Its characteristics. Or another type of library, hybrid library. Hybrid, what is the meaning of hybrid? Two or three uh, types of characteristics there. Hybrid library, a mix of traditional print materials, such as book, such as magazines, as well as electronic materials, electronic based materials, such as downloadable audiobooks, e-books, electronic journals, etc. So mixture of two types of documentation. One type of conventional form, that is book documents. Another type is another type electronic based material, downloadable material, audiobooks, ebooks, etc. The types of libraries, then information institution, library, then information, further narrower term, information not only restricted to a particular 300 pages books or something like that. Information is greater extension of uh, books, information. So this type of institution you learn here. Unit 3, your course materials. Information institutions. Libraries, one type of institutions. Documentation center, another type. Information analysis center. Information analysis center, mind it. Information, not only information. In this particular center, they analyze the information, and after that they use it for satisfaction of user. They analyze the information. That type of institution called information analysis center. Then data center. Okay. Then referral centers and clearing house. Another type of institution, referral centers. Referrals means, in the term referral means, they refer when a particular user come to a particular information center to know something, but the center have not sufficient information for that particular user, they refer that particular user to a center for the his or her information. That is referral centers. That is clearing house. Finally, they also considered as information institutions deinstitutionalized information service. That is particular professional persons in the field of library and information science, in the field of computer and engineering science, in the field of sociological science. They all the persons like that particular discipline. They also resources. They give something. They give the information for particular need. This is deinstitutionalized information services. Service, information service. Then all this type of information institution. What is the Indian's scenario? What is it's Indian situation. In India, what the growth pattern of information institution? What is the growth pattern? Future direction of the growth. Role of information institutions, in particular knowledge-based economy, like India, like India. These components are in Unit 3, that is information institution. You have first today you go through all these points only in your course materials. What is the points? What is Unit 1 covers? What is it? What is this? What is this? What is this? You just go through. Today, it's must. Then Unit 2, types of library. Then Unit 3, information institutions. And you make a chart. National library, academic library, public library, special library, digital library. You make a chart. And what is their particular considering factor, considering points? Definition, function, objective, etc., etc. So you uh, it is easy to understand the particular subject, and it is for you only, suggestion for you. Okay. Next one, laws of library sciences. Laws. What is the laws? Laws means, you know what is the laws? Rules. What is the rules for library science? Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, already you have knew it. Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, pioneer of library and information science worlds. S.R. Ranganathan, S.R. Ranganathan enunciated the 5 laws of library science. That is, laws of library science. What is first law? Books are for use. Second law, every reader his or her book. Every third law, every book its reader. Fourth law, save the time of the reader. Fifth law, library is a growing organism. These 5 laws. So in this unit, you understand the implication of the particular laws. Books are for use. Books are for use. It is for books is usable. So we collect the books, particular books in the library, which books are usable for the user. Every reader his or her book. The user comes in the library. It must be, it must be that particular reader in the library, his or her book. Every book, its reader. Non-usable books, completely rejected. Usable books, we develop the collection in that particular books which has its reader. Then fourth law, save the time of the reader. We provide the books, the information, the documents to the user as minimum as possible time bindings. Our fifth law is most important. Library is a growing organism. Today our collection is 5 books. After 1 year it is 50 books. Then after 5 years it is 5 lakhs books. It may be. So you structured your library. You uh, manage your library. You organize your library in the focus of fifth law, that is, library is a growing organism. It's always grow, always grow, always grow. So Dr. S.R. Ranganathan enunciated 5 laws of library science, and Dr. Ranganathan revised it after few years as like this. Law 1, documents are for use. Replace the books. Documents means not only books, CD, records, video CD, magnetic tape, microform, microfiche. All these are document, not book. So Dr. Ranganathan revised it as documents are for use. Every user his or her document. Every document, its user, not reader, user. Save the time of the user. Documentation center is a growing organism. But now this advanced information world, these laws are revised further after Ranganathan. New scientists are stated as, five laws stated as, information are for use. Every user, his or her information, every information its user, save the time of the user. Information center is a growing organism. It is revised uh, as the focus of the society, as the focus of the development of the society. It's changed. Then Alirosa Noroji stated the laws as 21st laws in 21st century as web resources are for use. Web resources. You know, first form of the knowledge assimilation is book, then information, then document, then information, then web resources. Nowadays, web resources. So Alirosa Nauroji stated these laws as web resources are for use. Every user, his or her web resources, every web resources, its user, save the time of the user. Documentation center or information center is a growing organism. So in 1992, James R. Rating enunciated the sixth law. He enunciated sixth law. One, two, three, four, five. Another is sixth law. James Rating. It is the extension of Ranganathan's five laws. First, every reader his freedom. This is the sixth law. Every reader his freedom. Another information scientist in this modern century, Gorman, he stated the five laws as libraries serve the humanity, respect all forms by which knowledge is communicated. Repeat it. Libraries serve the humanity, respect all forms by which knowledge is communicated. Use technology intelligent to enhance the service. Use of technology, use intelligently. Protect free access to knowledge. Protect free access to knowledge. Fifth law is honor the past and create future. Very good. Uh, 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 reformulation by Gorman. Libraries serve humanity, respect all forms of knowledge, which knowledge is communicate, use technology intelligently, protect free access, honor the past and create future. All these in this chapter you learn the five laws of library science, their implication, uh, their the rules, development of rules, this and this. Next, library legislation. In unit 5, you learn the legislation of library. First, library legislation. What is this? Legislation means implemented the rules, laws, the procedures by the state library legislation and Model Public Library Act. The key points are state the policy. You must note that state the when you questioned state the West Bengal Public Library Act, you narrate it through the points state the policy first. Need for library legislation, components of library legislation. You cover all these points grossly fast. State policy, need for library legislation, components of library legislation, component of library legislation. There are there are some sub points, that is preamble. First হচ্ছে preamble. State level authority. Preamble means the objectives of legislation, something like that. State level authority. Another point. Chief executive of the state in library field. Chief executive. Who is the chief executive? What's his designation? Network of library. Financial classes. Financial classes. Manpower. Accountability. Registration of books. Roles of library legislation. These subpoints, 8 points. Eight has yes, it is 8 points. Uh, you narrate the State Public Library Act. It is in Maharashtra, it is in Kerala, it is in Madhya Pradesh, it is in Madras, Old Madras, then Odisha. Every state has its own public library act. So this unit, you understand the legislation of public library. There are several points and sub points, several, and you questioned future. State the West Bengal Public Library Act and its salient features. One type of questions. Another type of questions is you compare the Andhra Pradesh Public Library Act and West Bengal Public Library Act. You compare it. So your to answer that questions, you first narrate the West Bengal Public Library Act, then the Andhra Public Library Act. What is difference? You mentioned it. It is the difference. Say it is financial classes. There are some differences between Andhra and West Bengal. You mentioned it. Then Unit 6, same block, Unit 6. different states Public Library Act. Already I have said it. Different states Public Library Act and their comparison. Okay. Then Unit 7. Other information related legislation. It is library legislation. In Unit 5, Library Legislation and Model Public Library Act, you learn the different type of state public library legislation, their differences, their similarities, something like that. But apart from this, some other legislations in library and uh, information science field, that is Right to Information Act, RTI, Right to Information Act. Nowadays, you know it, Right to Information Act. What is it? The Right to Information Act, its salient features, utility, its utility. You know the gross utility in the society, but utility in library and information world. Okay. So salient features, utility in library and information world, important as reference sources. As a librarian, you are liable to give the actual information or proper information to the users. One day, a user comes and asks you what is the um, actual cost to build up this particular roads in our locality. From where you get it? You then go through the Right to Information Acts, go through uh, the particular department, go through the particular, you go to particular department and ask them same questions as you required. They provide the actual cost of particular 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers road making cost. You give it the user. So to collect the information, you have to know the Right of Information Act. In these laws, what type of information you get within 7 days, within 2 days, within 6 days, or something like that. This is another type of legislation. Next one, intellectual property right. Intellectual property right. Two type of intellectual property right here. Copyright Act. You know it. Copyright Act 1957. Copyright Act related to published a book. 3 copies of the book must be given to National Library Calcutta 1, Conera Public Library 1, Madras Public Library 1. These laws implemented in India 1957, Copyright Act. Then another type of act, Patent Act. You have an idea about it. Researcher, when they discover something or making something new. They apply to patent office to protect the right of his achievement, his making. That is Patent Act 1970. It is implemented, yeah, 1970. So library, apart from library science, three type of acts: Right to Information Act, Intellectual Property Act, and another is Information Technology Act. This act implemented here in the year 2000. Okay, Information Technology Act. So in this unit, you learn the three type of act: Right to Information Act, Intellectual Property Act, and Information Technology Act. And previously you learned the library legislation and Model Public Library Act. All these are rules and regulations of library science, laws of library science, which must be maintained as a professional personnel. You are going to be a librarian or information manager or something like that, you must have the knowledge of this type of laws and regulation in relation to your profession. And I repeat it, first of all, after this class you go through all the points which you cover to learn library, information and society particular subjects. You make a chart, give some points there, fragmented it, fragmented. The whole information is lengthy, 2 pages or 3 pages. You fragment it. What is the actual heading, gross heading? What is its gross heading? What's its subpoint? What's uh, another type of subpoints of that particular subpoints? When you write your answer in future, you must maintain the technique. Split it. You first of all, your content, you first split it, then narrate it, and as much as possible, you give a pictorial form. As for example, 5 laws of library science. You make a round in your exam papers or your papers, in your copy. Write a circle. You write there in center 5 laws of library science. Then you mm, uh, draw the 5 lines. One line from bottom, one line is up, right hand side, left hand side, and another one. One, books are for use. Two, every book its reader. Three, something like that. Four, this. Five, this. These are library science. You first draw a picture, then you, what is laws, library laws? Who enunciated it? 5 laws of library science. You narrate the 5 laws, and then you, this is the question: what is library laws, who enunciated this, state the second law, or state the fifth law. Library is a going organism. Then you write library is a going organism. How to narrate the particular fifth rule, you write here. What is your step? What is your measure? What is your consideration to protect the fifth law? Library is a growing organism. Library is a growing organism. What is this? 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 So the answer is precise. Answer is particular point basis. The answer is pictorial form. It bears pictorial form that carries higher, higher, and higher marks. Okay, this is the next day. We discuss the another part of BLI 221, that is Unit 8, Unit 9, 10. Uh, Resource sharing, library and information networks, then library and information networks and consortia, national level, international level, what these are. Next to librarianship as a profession, philosophical side, ethical side of particular profession. Uh, Categories of library and information science professionals. Evolution of library and information science profession in India, ancient period, medieval period, British India, independent India, uh, ethical issues. Uh, Next one, role of professional associations, library association, American Library Association, Indian Library Association, etc. etc. Next day, we discuss these points in BLI 221, library information and society. So and last of all, uh, we discuss the assignment questions related problems, something assignment questions and their answering style, etc. etc. Last of all, we narrate it. And uh, two classes for BLI 21. So tomorrow is the 3 to 4. 3 to 4. I will discuss all these points to you and the style of answering, etc. etc. Okay. Thank you, all of you. I am Toby
Thank
Bennett
you, sir.
on behalf of
Thank you, sir.
SC 2842, Indira Gandhi National Open University. Okay. Thanks.
Auntie,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anko,
Thank you. Thank you
यार
all,
तुम्हारा तो भूल ही गए.
all of you. Okay. Bye.
Bye, sir. Bye.
हाँ हाँ जल्दी जाओ. कट कर देगा तो कुछ नहीं जाएगा. चल जाएगा. पहुंच गए. हाँ हाँ वो दिख रहा है. पहुंच गया ना. बस ठीक. अरे हो गया. लीव करो. ले लो. वही तो बोलो. पहुंच गया ना. क्या कितना करना है आपको? ये ऐसे लगा के रखा रहता है.